What's up, agents, and welcome back to another Division video where this morning the Rainbow Six event pass has dropped, and as you can see I have completed it already. This is not a flex and I have got a lot of information to go over it with you all, so don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. Let's get straight into it. I will claim all the sets and we'll kind of give them a little bit of a review at the end of the video. But there are some weird things going on with this pass, and I think it's down to what they mentioned on the Trello just a while back. If we go to this bit here, you can see here the R6 event pass, and if you wander down here to the improvements, you can see that the progression pace has been improved with lower XP requirements in the early tiers for easier entry into the event and higher requirements in the later tiers to increase the challenge. And I think that is probably a big thing in why it's a little bit weird, in the fact that they've rolled in these changes, but the UI hasn't really been adapted to kind of show that. And I'll show you what I mean in just a second. What is interesting though is that they've removed the buy all option from the track, but I did still have it available here at the bottom. When I was halfway through, I was still able to purchase tiers if I really wanted to. So yeah, that is a little bit weird. Right, so first of all, let me show you how it starts off. So first of all, big shout out to Cobra, who managed to screenshot this in my Discord. He completed the SHD weekly project, which gives you 1,000 of the event pass XP. And as you can see here, he got exactly what was required. The first tier of items requires, 500 per piece, so he got 1,000 XP and he got 2 rewards. Okay, so that seems fine and as expected. This continued with me here. I did 2 of the weekly SHD projects on 2 different characters, and as you can see I got exactly 4 rewards. So yeah, really easy. Just a side note though, you can see at the bottom where it says buy event pass levels, that was still an option. The buy all was removed, but the fact you can just click that and then select, 10 levels, 20 levels, whatever, and buy it just seems a little bit, a little bit weird that that was still a thing. And then what started to get really weird is I started doing the weeks invaded just to get them cleared off my map. And I was down to like the final page really quickly. And I wasn't really understanding what was going on, because all at the end of all the missions, I was getting 300, 400, 700, depending if it was a stronghold or not, to do with the event XP. Now, don't forget you also have the new project in the game, which I don't think I actually did. If I go back to it, I think I've probably still got that available. Let's just have a quick look if I have got it. Yeah, there it is. That's still available, and that's complete Coney Island today. I guess it changes every day. It's a time trial, but you get 1,000 of the event XP, which would really help. But let me show you how it starts getting a little bit strange. So for instance here, you can see I got 491 of the event XP. So before I got awarded that, I was here on this backpack, I had 682. So with the XP I got from the mission, you would expect that I would go to 1,119. Actually, I misspoke. 682 plus 491 will be 1,173, which if you look at the UI indicator here, it actually says correctly. But for some reason, I'm no longer on the backpack. I should still be on the backpack, because as it's quite clear to see here, the 682 plus the 491 I got from the mission should not have made me hit that 2,000 cap. But for some reason, I got pushed over to the die. And the reason for that is that these last 2 tiers, as far as I know, I don't know at what point it happens, but these last 2 tiers are no longer counted as individual items. They're actually counted as a tier. So actually, to get from the Lion backpack all the way to the Lion uniform, you only need 2,000 event XP to get all the way to the end. And as far as that I am aware, to get from the Lion mask all the way to the end of this tier here is only 1,500 event XP. And when they said in the Trello notes that they improved the progression pace, I think they've got it mixed up, because it seems that the progression pace is way faster at the second half of the event rather than at the beginning, because at the beginning it counts as normal. Although it is a lower entry requirement. The pieces are only 500, right? But then they moved to 2000. But even though they moved to 2000, it's 2000 for this entire tier rather than 500 per piece. So this is actually, you know, if this is 2000 for the entire piece, I mean, I'm not that good at maths, but 2000 divided by 5 is 400. So essentially they start off at 500 a piece, and then on the bottom, the very bottom tier, they're actually 400 a piece. If we are, they're 300 a piece when you get to the third tier. So it's actually quicker at the second half of the event, because they've changed it to a tier-wide XP system rather than an individual XP system. And what looks really weird here is that obviously at this moment in time, I'm 1,173. Well, actually that should push me past the gloves. I should be like halfway here, past halfway on this entire tier. And then just to show you, to finish this off, just to confirm, I then went out and got myself a further 572 event XP. So if you remember what I was on previously, I was kind of here on the die with it reporting 1,173 plus the 572, which would take me to 1,744. And all of a sudden my progress bar is here. And I get a weird reporting number here on the exotic cache, which is, yeah, odd, but it's basically counting along this bar until I get to the max of 2,000, because at this point I know I'm at the 1,744. I went out and did another mission, which got me over the 256 that I needed. And as you can see now in the game, I have completed the pass. So yeah, so I think these two first tiers are probably reporting correctly. The second two tiers, they have definitely sped up and they've made that it's a tier wide worth of XP rather than individual items. But that does break the UI up here, and it does break the UI on the individual items, which might cause people to think this is a little bit weird, or that it's bugged, or I don't know. But they obviously need to work on the UI for the next event pass. But that's kind of what I assume is going on from all the information that I have seen. So let's claim all of these bits of vanity. It's a shame that it doesn't carry on. It would be nice if this carried on. But let's claim the vanity. We'll start with this. I can't equip set. Why not? Alright, so this had a headband. Did that let me equip set? No, that is a real shame. Because now we're going to have to figure through. There we go. Was there some gloves for this set as well? Yes, there was. So yeah, looking pretty sweet. I do like the look of this. It's pretty nice, pretty impressive. Let's scroll down and see what comes next. Lion, let's check Lion out next. Lion also has a backpack, I believe. Which one was that? Solace, okay. So that's the Lion backpack. Probably got some Lion gloves, I guess, as well. Yeah, okay, there we go. Yeah, looks chunky, it looks good, fits the game. Fits the cleaner lifestyle, to be honest. Pretty good. Again, I really like this one. This is probably going to be my favorite one. Solace gloves. No gloves for this one. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I mean, that looks really good. Really, really good. I think it would be a little bit nice if we couldn't see our neck If it was all black, I guess. But I mean, it depends what the character's like in R6, I guess. I'm kind of judging.
Agent in need of backup.
And then we've got the Solis one, which had gloves as well. Did we miss out on any backpacks? We got the Amaru backpack. We missed out on that. And we've got the Solis backpack as well. Very small backpack, actually, for this one. Yeah, I mean, I like this one as well. This is pretty nice. Pretty goated. I know some people are unhappy because they're uniforms, which is a little bit of a shame. But let's take a very quick look at all of the weapon skins as well. So there's the Amaru one. Demos one. Then we've got the Lion. And then we've got the Solis. I just wish the weapon skins were a bit brighter. Like, they always just seem a bit faded and a bit, you know, worn. Just think if they're a bit brighter, they would be really, really nice. So just before we finish up on this event, it took me less than an hour to do all of this. And I was kind of doing the math in between with some of the guys in the Discord, trying to figure out what was really going on. So between all that chatter and running the invaded missions, running, you know, doing weekly SHDs and things like that, the whole thing took less than an hour. And I think that's far too short. I understand that the first time around with Payday, it was far too long. But I didn't actually get to play that event. I had to buy that event. I was on holiday at the time, so I didn't really get to experience how long that took. But I know the feedback was that, you know, general gameplay just took far too long. This is 2 weeks within an event, and for it to be completed in less than an hour, yeah, I think most people will just do their invaded weekly SHD and be done with it already. I just think it's just slightly too short. Just too short. They need to find a nice middle ground. And I would definitely take away the possibility completely to buy event pass levels. I think that should only be an option maybe on the last day, maybe the last 2 days for people that have like real life commitments and want to pay to win to catch up. I definitely think that it shouldn't be available at the beginning of the pass. But that is going to be it for the video. I hope the whole season pass stuff made sense. I'm probably going to be switching back to my DJ Tickle apparel, although I really would like to wear some of this. But thank you so much for watching, agents, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.